Hello and welcome to the G.E.L podcast. My name is Ray Emling. These are my cohorts for the evening, Chaz Lewis and the all-seeing orb, Matty G.
I'm waving.
He's waving.
He's
Pulsate a little bit for us.
Pulsating.
Look at that pulsate. Look at that. That's how he waves to everybody.
It's really creepy.
Yeah, it's really creepy. Well, welcome everybody. It's kind of late for us, kind of late for people watching, for people listening to the podcast. I don't know what time it is for you, so I'm not going to say it's late. It could be early. I don't know. I don't care. Anyway, so this week was pretty big for gaming for anyone who games at all. Tuesday was the Mortal Kombat X release. Now, I'm assuming the X is for 10, but I've seen games that aren't like that. Like it's like Mortal Kombat X. This is actually the third game. But I'm assuming this is 10.
Yeah.
I'm assuming so. But it's confusing because the one right before it was just called Mortal Kombat. Like it wasn't Mortal Kombat 9. It was just Mortal Kombat. It was like a reboot.
Was it spelled right? It was like Mortal Kombat with a C!
Oh!
Whoa!
People would freak out about that. There would be riots in the streets. Like, you cannot spell combat with a C.
People are having Mortal Kombat in protest of Mortal Kombat was spelled with a C.
This is not the game!
Cosplayers.
For some reason, everyone's dressed up like Goro.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
Even the kids, the baby.
Anyway, so yeah, Tuesday was the Mortal Kombat X release, and before we jump into our top 10 favorite fighters, one of us has actually been able to play the game, and we're going to get like a small little mini review going on. So Charles, my man, what did you think of the game? Tell me a little bit about it.
Don't ever call me Charles again.
All right, Chucky, go ahead.
That's better. No, I actually had to go to work when I got a chance to play it. I didn't pick up the game myself. My friend picked it up, and I got my hands on it for a little while and got the crap kicked out of me. Like it was literally they just ran a train on me. Like they had. It was my buddy's entire household. He has a lot of roommates.
Did they have it like before you got there? Were they already playing, or were they just naturally that good?
Well, first of all, they play Super Smash Bros. A lot, so they're kind of used to those types of games. And then, secondly, they had been playing it like a day before I got my hands on it, and they just passed the controller off to each other. Just one would kick my butt, and the next one would kick my butt. But anyway, it was cool.
They were tossing it in the air and doing stuff.
Catching it. Yeah, whoa. I was just caught off guard. What's going on? I was really getting my butt kicked. But anyway, it was. I mean, first of all, I'm already new to the next gen series, so of course the game looked absolutely beautiful.
It blew your mind.
Beautiful, terrible, gory way, you mean?
Yeah, that too. But one of the things that stuck out to me, first of all, we played PvP, we just played against each other, so I got that firsthand. And one of the things I noticed right away was the interaction with the environment around you. I was fighting at a level, and I pushed some button because I had no idea what I was doing, and I threw a woman standing behind me at the guy. I mean, he smacked her out the way, and I was like, "Oh, I just threw that lady at you. That's awesome."
I've seen that. I saw Smosh Games actually played it, and they were like, "Use the old lady," and I'm like, "What are they talking about? Is that a drug reference? Is that what's going on? Is that what these kids are into these days?" And then they literally smacked him with an old lady, and I just.
Whoa! I mean, fighting is just so real now. So that's another thing I love about this game. The fighting is so unreal. You're able to do things that you think about it man, that guy really made me mad today, cutting me off in the street. I wish I could rip his heart out and shove it in his mouth and then brush my teeth with his blood. You could do that, so that's pretty cool.
I would love to see you do that and it not work. You just crap.
I mean,
my hands not going through like butter.
I mean, considering the fact you can't do that in real life, that's probably what would happen. And that guy would probably kill you after that with a gun.
Not working.
Another cool thing I saw with the interaction with the environment. Of course, you can like jump off of stuff and freak out your guy you're playing with. And you're like, oh, you just jumped over me. You used the car. Where'd you go? But I jumped over him using a car and then landed next to another car, ripped the muffler pipe off of it, and then smacked him in the face. And it like slowed down. You could see like the pipe breaking off of his face and teeth shooting out and stuff. Like I'm like, ah, that's so unreal because I just would have bent, but it's still awesome. So. Of course, our favorite thing about Mortal Kombat is the fatalities. My God, the fatalities.
I've seen a couple.
Cage has a good one.
Yeah, Johnny Cage's is awesome. If you haven't played the game yet, I don't really consider fatalities as spoilers, but Johnny Cage literally rips open a guy in half, sticks his face through, and goes, "Here's Johnny."
I love it. I love it.
So good.
I love it. It's great.
It's like typical Johnny Cage.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good ones. Of course, I'm not gonna give any spoilers for our thing coming up here, but Jax, one of his moves is called the T-Rex. And while you're stumbling around, he takes your arms, shoves them into your body so they're really small, and then he snaps your head off and then uses the stub as an ashtray for his cigar and then walks away. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. That's amazing.
I didn't see Jack fight. The people I saw Scorpion fight. I saw some gameplay for Johnny Cage. I saw there's like this really massive monster-looking guy
with like a baby on its back.
Yeah, like a little imp going on.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. I remember the name. What was another thing? The X-ray or critical moves, I think you could call them. I'm not sure what they're called. Yeah, X-ray moves. Those are to me almost as brutal as the fatalities. Again,
you see everything going on.
I mean, it's not like you'll love this, Ray. Jax like suplexes you backwards, and then like your back hits the ground so hard that it literally just shatters your spine, and then you pop back up. And you're like, oh, that really hurt. Like it shattered, like it popped. And,
you no sell. That's what's going on. Just no. I will not sell this move.
No, yeah. So, no sell. It's complete. Really, that's what happens in wrestling if they just go through with it. They're like, no, I'm doing this. I'm going out.
So every character in Mortal Kombat is Hulk Hogan. No sell everything.
Or what's his name? Brock Lesnar. Yeah.
Doesn't even register.
What sell? What am I selling? I'm not selling. I'm wrestling. What am I doing?
I think the moral of the story is, when in a fight, look for an old lady to beat your opponent with.
I mean, or something. A tree limb, stick. It all works. Again, I didn't get my hands on it too much. I did play with the storyline a little bit, and one of the things that really stood out to me with the storyline is that I'm not going to give it away, but as you're playing with the characters, there will be like a cutscene, and then like some enemies that jump in. There will be a story with them, and then like you start fighting them. But you can't do a fatality on them because it's part of the story. And if you like rip Scorpion's head off, then obviously he can't come back. So they kind of keep the realism with it, and it follows a story. Again, if you fight Scorpion again, and it's like towards the end of the story, then you can fatality him. And there's like some quick time button stuff. So it's like it really keeps you engrossed in the story. You really have to pay attention, or else something bad will happen to you. So. That's pretty much all I got to play with it. Again, I didn't get to do too much with it, but what I saw, I really liked. And I haven't really kept up with the Mortal Kombat series a lot. I kind of quit after Shaolin Monks, which I got for the PS.
Yeah, I played that one too.
Monks.
I don't remember which
count.
It's not, I don't know if it counts as a true Mortal Kombat game, but
I love it.
I remember the one where you could create a character. I don't know which one it was. But
what that is.
Yeah, you could create a fighter, and you trained with I don't remember his name. Is the drunk?
It's probably
guy.
Kung Lao, right?
No, it's the drunk guy. It's like the big master who he has like drunken fight style. I don't remember. Jackie Chan.
It was Jackie Chan. Okay. Right, in the Mortal Kombat world.
It was Jet Li.
It's funny because a couple fighting games have tried to recreate Jackie Chan and throw it in there. Like, this isn't really Jackie Chan, but you know it is.
His name is Jackie Jan. Like,
We'll
okay.
use Pig Latin.
Well, Liu Kang is definitely Bruce Lee.
Liu Kang.
Fei Long is
Oh,
Bruce
yeah.
Lee, too.
Liu Kang. Who's the guy in Tekken?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Lee,
exactly
was it Lee?
like
I
Bruce
think it was
Lee.
Lee. Or no, it wasn't Lee. I forget his name.
His name was Lee Brucestein. He was Jewish for some reason, though.
It was Brock Lee. It's just they left the E off.
All right, so we talked about Mortal Kombat a little bit, so that's to kind of coincide with the release, since not all of us got to play it. We figured now would be a good time to do our top 10 favorite fighters list. So this is the way it's going to go down. Basically, we're each going to give one person at a time until we get through our top 10, and we're going to essentially just say who the fighter is, what game they're from, and why we like them. So, Matty G, you want to kick us off?
Sure.
Always sounds high. I didn't know warps could
Are
get high.
we starting at the bottom of our list here?
I don't care. Do whatever you
we
want.
start from the bottom?
I'm starting from the
Started
bottom.
from the bottom. Now we here. Oh, someone put me down for saying that.
I'm going off here.
I caught myself one time. I said first things first. I'm the realist, and I was like, someone just shoot me. I can't believe I said that. Just put me down. Anyway, go ahead. Start wherever you want, Matt.
I have no
starting at the
response.
bottom of my list. Save the best for
All right.
last.
Okay.
But on the bottom of my list is Double, and she is from Skullgirls, which some people hate, some people love. I think it's a funny game.
Hey, Matt, real quick. Why
Yeah.
don't, for people who, like me and possibly Jazz who don't know this, how about for everyone on the list, why don't you pull up safe pictures of the fighters that we're talking about?
No safety.
All right, I can do that.
So start with because I have no idea who this person is.
She
Me neither.
is like all the Skullgirls have different deals, and they're all pretty weird. She is definitely the weirdest because she starts out as a nun, and then she has this weird transformation that makes her into like it just has different monster parts. So like part of it's like a huge mouth. She'll like spawn into a giant hand with a mouth on it. It's tentacles and
I don't
stuff.
know what I'm looking at here.
That sounds like that bad chick you bring home from the bar on a Friday night. Like, you think she's great, you think she's like a mama's girl, and then that happens.
Yeah, turns out she's a hand monster.
You have a monster hand for a leg?
No.
I would
no,
prefer
sorry.
transvestite over this.
But in like kind of how like Seth in Street Fighter has like the specials of every other fighter in the game, she also has that same attribute. She has different specials from different characters in the game, and that makes her interesting to play. It's kind of experimental. You can try out different characters through her. She's really hard to get used to, though.
Where does she start and where does she end?
I'm assuming the head is an ending of some sort.
You'd kind of just have to like watch gameplay to just check it out.
You'll piece it together.
Yeah,
Something will happen.
You won't, but you can try.
Oh.
But yeah, I like her a lot. She's really hard to play compared to some other of the Skullgirls, but she's definitely my favorite. Well, she's one of my favorites.
All right. Well, Chaz, who do you got on your list? What do you got going on?
I'm gonna start at the top of my list just because it makes sense to me.
Okay.
First one I have is Mitsurugi, and I'm gonna say from Soul Edge. Now I know he's from Soul Calibur, but Soul Edge was the first Soul Calibur game as far as my knowledge goes, and I played Soul Edge on the PlayStation 1. Mitsurugi was a cool character to me because like he was just like this kind of typical samurai dude, but his shirt was kind of half off, and he just looks way more BA than other.
He does. He does look pretty BA.
Guys.
That's some
And
filler
I think
bangs.
he got cooler and cooler, and like he reached the ultimate level of coolness for me when they gave him an afro. Like at a certain game, in one of the Soul Calibur games, they just straight up gave him an afro, and that's when he just reached that epitome
He was
of
the original
awesomeness.
Afro Samurai. Is that
He
what you're
was
saying?
and he was a white dude, unfortunately.
Wait, this guy's a white dude?
I
I mean, looks pretty
I-
Asian.
I mean, he's got white guy. I mean, he's got a Raymond beard and like a me hair do if my hair was down. So and he's Japanese, so who knows what he is? He's great. He's awesome.
Fantastic.
So other than that, and his moveset is really cool too. One of the things he does is like he can beat you with the scabbard, which I've always thought.
Does he ever use the blade?
He does use the blade, but it's not consistent. Like I think one of the things that makes him cool is the fact that he prefers to beat you to death over using the blade. So it's like, man, if this guy took out the blade, I'm done for.
Like it's just straight up intimidation factor. Like
Yeah, and I mean, later on he fights Darth Vader, you know. So
yeah,
yeah, they put Darth Vader in the game series.
I remember that.
I do remember that.
Mhm.
I was actually just talking to Matt the other night with Soul Calibur 2, how they had exclusives for systems. So they had what's his name from Heihachi, I think, from Tekken. If you got it on PS2, if you got it on GameCube, you got Link, and if you got it on Xbox, you got Spawn.
Right.
I remember that, but we were just talking about that the other night. Anyway,
Wait, PlayStation got Kratos?
no, I wish. No, it was PlayStation 2. It got Heihachi from Tekken.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah.
Matt, for my person, you can pull up a cool picture if you want, but I feel like most people are going to know who he is. My first person
Oh, that's
is
sweet.
Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. He's always been one of my favorite people to play with. Even like from the very first Mortal Kombat game, Scorpion was my go-to character, even over Liu Kang. Even though I know he's like supposed to be the main character, to me Scorpion was always the best. I've always teamed Scorpion over Team Sub-Zero. I've always had a thing for fire over ice.
Rain is cooler than anyone
You
else.
shut your mouth. No, just I've always had a thing for my favorite element has always been fire. So the fact that he kind of wields fire and that I don't even know what even is called. It's like a
Hellfire.
claw hook. Not that, no,
Not
like
a
where,
hook,
get
it's just
over
like
here.
a spearhead on a chain, really.
Yeah. That is the coolest move in the entire Mortal Kombat series, as far as I'm concerned. He just shoots it up, rips into your body and pulls you over to
Why
him.
doesn't he just like wield scorpions, like shoot out scorpions, and, like just tons of scorpions just
not
fly
even
out of his
cool
kicks?
He's just holding regular sized scorpion. Just
Come
he's
here,
like,
stab you.
if
Like,
you
you know-
just stay back, you're fine.
You know how he has like that uppercut kick that's like a spout of fire?
Oh,
Yeah.
Instead, if that was just a cloud of scorpions just flying out of his feet.
That'd be such a lame way to die, though. Like, oh, you died in the tournament. How'd you die? I got poisoned by a scorpion.
Get stung by 1,000 scorpions.
I died
No,
3 days
just
later.
one. The other 999 missed him. It was just that one.
Oh, man.
Very lame. But no, yeah, Scorpion has always been one of my favorites from Mortal Kombat and from fighting games in general. My list is going to be pretty like
Mainstream.
average. Mainstream. Hey, that's all I really played though, but they're still good characters. So just whatever. Whatever, Chaz. Go ahead. And what were you going to say?
Well, just because I was just going to throw in, like, his little scorpion hook remind me, in this game, one of the things I noticed, and it's probably just because of the more realistic physics, but in the previous Mortal Kombat games, it just, like, came out from nowhere and just spouted straight forward like a spout of water just going at you. And now, this time, I noticed he kind of, like, whips it out and, like, kind of tosses it at you and it lands in you. I don't know. Just that little detail for me just made a big difference. But
I like that. All right. So Matt, who do you got next?
Up next is a crazy character from King of Fighters that I showed you guys last night.
Well, me.
His name is Benimaru.
Paul
And
ripoff.
he is... What?
The Paul hairstyle ripoff.
Oh my gosh, his hair is amazing.
It's like Guile, like on steroids. Like they're like, hey, you know that guy from Street Fighter with the high black or blonde hair? Let's make it even higher.
It's explained by static electricity,
Okay.
which
That
has a
makes
lot of
sense.
lightning attacks. But I don't know. Like the
What
very
what
first
what
time I
the
ever watched,
static electricity doesn't explain then was the belly shirt.
And the heart earring.
just he has 2 earrings and a crazy lightning bolt thing in the back of his head.
I think it's supposed to be like a ponytail. Anyway, go ahead. Well,
He
we'll
probably just shrunk
analyze
his shirt in the wash.
All the
No,
static
he
electricity.
took it out. He took it out of the dryer. Then the static electricity shrunk, and he's like, "Oh,
Right.
not again!"
Right. He's like, man, I gotta go to this tournament now. There's no
Right.
time to get another shirt.
Ah, crap. Well, whatever.
Dang.
It's gonna have to do. No one will notice.
Sorry, guys.
All over the news. That's the headline: is man with belly shirt wins tournament.
Oh, come on.
This is what I'm known for. I can shoot electricity out of my hands.
Come on, guys, look at this.
Look what I can do.
But yeah, he's from King of Fighters, and he was kind of the very first character from King of Fighters that I like noticed, obviously, because a lot of the other ones just kind of look like normal human beings.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I watch fighting game tournaments from time to time, and a lot of the King of Fighters players will use him in their lineup. And he's just fun to watch with the lightning attacks and like the hair sprites waving around and stuff. So yeah, I like him. He's pretty cool.
That looks like an actual cosplay player or like cosplay dresser. Like
Oh,
that
yeah,
doesn't
I
even
know.
look like an anime character. It just looks like some dude who got a really good costume in cosplay.
Their artwork for that game is pretty amazing.
I should definitely look it up.
You should. It's an interesting style too, because King of Fighters, you like pick 3 different fighters, and you'll use each one. Like each character is another round. So you beat one character of your opponent, and their second one comes up, but your first character is still in with that much health that was left over, and you just fight till your characters are gone.
That reminds me of Tekken Tag Tournament. I
Yeah.
guess is it? Yeah, that style.
Which is interesting. Not a lot of games are like that.
Is that like is King of Fighters like? If I remember correctly, I'm not sure. Maybe it was Dead or Alive. I think it was Dead or Alive, but it was the first fighting game that I saw with like, you could punch a dude and then he'd fly through the banister and fall to the next level or something, you know. And I thought I was like, man, you know, I've been playing Tekken this whole time, and I think Dead or Alive was an Xbox exclusive.
Yeah,
and
that
so
sounds right.
I was really depressed.
I don't think King of Fighters does that,
Okay,
but yeah.
it's okay. It's old news. I don't care anymore.
All right.
I'm over it.
All right, Chaz, who you got next?
Okay, who do I have next? Oh, Keelik from Soul Calibur. I'm gonna have a few people from the same series, but I think I'm done with Soul Calibur after that. But Keelik was one of my favorite characters. He's very anime-ish looking,
Uh-huh.
but I love the bow staff thing, and I thought personally, like I wasn't a professional fighter on Soul Calibur by any means, like a professional player, but I felt like I could just walk in anywhere and just like bow staff someone's face in, no matter how good they were. They'd probably end up beating me, but he was just like that. That reach was just ridiculous, and he had some pretty wacky combos that just like had a long reach and were very quick. Don't ask me what his story was. I, for the life of me, don't remember. But as you could see, like he's very anime-ish looking.
Yeah.
Which at the time I thought that was super cool. I'm like, oh yeah, I love anime looks. Now I think they're kind of ridiculous, but I still watch anime, so it doesn't bother me.
My next guy is also pretty mainstream. From Street Fighter, I don't know what it is about him, but I've really liked M. Bison for a long time.
You're a bad person.
I don't know. I mean, just the way he looks, because he just stands there all regal. He's in he's like in a uniform. Like everyone else has got like wrist tape and like ripped sleeves, and he's just looks so regal. He's like I'm going to destroy you, and then I'm gonna go to a party afterwards. Ha 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 ha.
I just watched a death battle with him on YouTube recently.
Nice.
Who was he fighting?
Who did he fight? I think he fought he fought the guy from Oh my gosh, from Mortal Kombat, the guy with the big hammer. Who am I thinking
Thor?
of? No. Yes, Thor from Mortal Kombat.
I am Thor, God of Thunder.
Shao
but not
Kahn.
Marvel's
Shao
Thor.
Kahn.
Oh,
Yeah.
M. Bison, the real reason I like him is just that jaw. Look at that square, chiseled jaw. Can't beat that.
You do
He's
like
blind.
square jaws, don't you?
I have jaw envy. That's why I have a beard all the time, because I don't have a strong jaw.
You want to hide it.
All right, Matt, who you got up next?
who do I have up next?
I'm trying to move a little faster so we don't get
Fair
too
enough.
far behind.
My next is from Street Fighter. My first from Street Fighter. I have a few coming up from Street Fighter. Abel. He is my favorite grappler, and he's my second character when I play, behind another character who is also on my list that I won't share at the moment. But
Not like Chaz on top 10 hardest games when he's like, well, later on we got Dark Souls coming up, but don't worry, I didn't ruin the surprise. But
Everybody expected it. They knew it was going to be up there, especially if you're here.
Everybody. Yeah, everybody's like, Dark Souls better make the list. I mean,
Yeah, it's going to be up
it's
there.
Dark Souls.
I just know it is.
I've never seen Abel, and that's fun. Like, me and Matt actually had a discussion the other night that found out that I am not actually playing Street Fighter, and I thought I was. It's like Capcom versus SNK or whatever it was that we saw. It's got a lot of Street Fighter characters, but it wasn't an actual Street Fighter game. So I'm like,
Right.
oh, I've never played Street Fighter for real then.
But I mean, another reason why you wouldn't have seen him is I think his first appearance was Street Fighter 4, so that was after your time, I guess, of playing these games. But yeah, he's a grappler.
What's on his
Originally,
wrist?
he
Is that
was-
wrist tape or is that like a piece of metal taped to his knuckles?
It's like a little
Hands.
MMA boxing
Okay.
pads.
It's just the way the drawing is looks weird. I couldn't
Yeah,
tell what it was.
it does kind of look a little strange. But he's a French dude who likes to roll around. He has this move called the Marseille roll, which I like to spam a lot because it has a lot of iframes, and you can just roll behind people, do your command grab, and like tornado throw them into the ground.
You suck, Matt.
It's pretty incredible.
Matt is that guy.
It's
Matt is that guy that spams you with cheap moves the whole time.
It's not cheap. It's not cheap. You just have to throw kunai knives.
That's exactly what someone who does cheap moves would say.
Does everybody have a kunai knife? Matt, I don't think
just
so.
a buki.
I don't have
Just a
one.
buki.
No,
Ibuki's
you
the
know
only
what?
character who can
Move
kill
on,
you.
Chaz. What's next on your list? We're done.
We're done with you. Get out. What do I have? I have Paul Phoenix.
That name just sounds awesome.
Actually, I hate him. The reason I have him up there is because
You always seem to have like mixed opinions whenever we do anything. Like last week with Bloodborne, you're like, man, I hate it. It's awesome. Like, I hate this guy, but he's on my top 10 list.
I sound like that sorority girl you want to date who's like, I hate you, but I kind of like you, but I'm never going to date you. But
I
you
hate
should
you. Let's
stare
go
at
get
my butt. Okay.
I'm confused on so many levels.
I like Paul Phoenix specifically from Tekken 2, which is what introduced me to the Tekken series. I hate everything about Paul, like the fact that he's a city slicker douchebag. I don't like his hair. I don't like his fight style. Like,
Can you wait? What?
I don't. And then
If you
like,
don't like his fight style, then why do you like him?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
explain that in a
this is
second.
This is so confusing. I hate him. He's the worst, but he's on my list because he's awesome.
I want to explain it in 1 second. But what else do I like? Oh yeah, and when the next series came out, they made him slower because he got old. So he was like, I was like, okay, this is clearly a lot slower.
Was he
Tekken
drunk
hasn't
too?
already.
Huh?
Was he drunk too? Like, I
I don't know. He looks like he could be an alcoholic. He looks like he abuses his
He does.
wife.
He looks like he looks like a washed-up MMA fighter who like lost. He lost every fight, but he still tells people he's a champion,
He
even
looks.
though he hasn't had a fight in 10 years.
He looks like Tim Sylvia after he was clearly done after crying from being beat by Fedor Emelianenko.
He looks like Andy Gwynn in 10 years.
Oh, geez. You're so not wrong.
I'm not, okay, I'm not gonna do it.
3 viewers and it goes down to 2. We're like, oh, crap.
Oh, crap. Anyway, the reason why I do like him is not because of him. It's because of his music background in Tekken 2.
Oh my goodness.
That is not a reason to have it. We're done with you.
That is no. I'm not done. I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
I love the music
calm
series
down.
from Tekken 2, and his music was one of my favorites. And I actually use his music to work out to. Like, it gets you so pumped that I actually want to like start boxing. And I'm not able to hit the speed bag. Like, that's one of the few things I can't do. But like, when I listen to his, I can do it. I'm like, I got good at this, and then the music goes off, and the thing hits me in the face.
Every time Chaz has a fight, he's like, I don't want to fight. I don't like to fight. I'm a pacifist. And then that song comes on, and he goes, I'm going to kill him.
He
Listen to it.
How much he hates Paul.
It just transitions.
I think I like my love-hate relationship with him. If you ever get a chance, listen to the Paul Phoenix Tekken 2 song. Not the redone version, but it's really good. I actually downloaded it from iTunes. So, hey, Paul.
Is he related to Phoenix Wright?
No.
Ernie?
Never.
If we had more time, I would have Matt actually pull up the song and we'll listen to it and just like take it in. But
if we had credits,
just edit into the whole credit sequence that we have.
With all three of our names.
I will. Hopefully we don't get copyrighted. If we do, I'll blame it on Chaz.
With all 3 of our names, it's like Matt. 5 seconds later, Chaz. 5 seconds later. This is a really long credit sequence.
This is ridiculous. I don't understand anything.
Producer, director.
Okay, so my next guy, not as mainstream, but he's a mainstream character, but the game isn't as mainstream. From Injustice, Gods Among Us. You all know I have a love for Batman, so like most people, if I say I have a favorite character from Injustice, thinks I'm going to say Batman, but Batman in that game, because he doesn't have powers, kind of just, he's not as cool. I love Green Lantern in that game. Green Lantern in that game is basically, and that's him from Injustice too, so he looks awesome. I've never been a huge Green Lantern fan until this game, because up until that point, all you really had to see of Green Lantern was his incarnation in the Super Friends and in the movie. Now, I know Justice League Green Lantern was awesome, but that was also Jon Stewart, not Hal Jordan. So all I've seen of Hal Jordan is the crappy movie with Ryan Reynolds and Super Friends, where he's kind of a boring like weakling. This is the first time where in the game he's very comedy based, just like the Ryan Reynolds character was. Not only that, but his fighting style is very unique because he creates matter out of the power, the power ring. So like his ultimate like his finisher, whatever, I don't know what they call it in that game anymore, but he literally like takes you to another realm, runs you over with a train made from his ring, and then takes like 2 fighter jets and just crashes them into you. Jeez, and it's like the most ridiculous stuff, but because of his ring, he can do it. Like he makes like Gatling guns appear above him and they shoot you. It's really cool. Yeah, so it's just like stuff like that makes him so fun to do. I also really like Nightwing in that game and some other characters, but out of every character, he's just got the coolest moveset because of the stuff he can do.
Yeah, I never took Green Lantern as seriously as I should have, and honestly, he has like one of the best superpowers around. I actually liked him when I was a kid.
That's understandable because his original weakness was the color yellow. Like what? It doesn't get. I'm not even kidding. Now it's his weakness is fear, and it's manifested in the yellow power ring.
Right.
But in the original comic books, his original weakness was wood, which is even lamer. Wood, and then later on it was the
Did they explain
wood.
That?
Yeah, nope. It's just his ring didn't work on wood.
Well, this is a pretty crappy planet to live on, considering we're surrounded by it.
And then later on, this is what I'm talking about from the Super Friends. In the Super Friends, in the comic book around that time, his weakness was the actual color yellow. Like, if there was a school bus falling off a bridge, he would literally, in the Super Friends, be like, I can't use my ring because it's yellow. So like literally a number 2 pencil could take out Green Lantern.
I think he just didn't like school.
So my ultimate defense against him is to be terrified of him and beat him to death with a yellow 2x4.
Well, now it's just the fear power ring.
No, it's all of those things. They never said that wasn't
Like I said, a number 2 pencil would take him out.
Oh God, yellow wood! I'm so scared, and I'm scared of me being scared.
Yeah, no, pretty much.
The perfect storm.
There's literally, I think there's a picture somewhere of like someone's holding a number 2 pencil and Green Lantern's like in the corner cowering.
Of course there is.
That's why, like literally up until that point, like I was like, Green Lantern's lame. He's almost as bad as Aquaman. And then I played that game and I'm like, okay, never mind. Aquaman is still lame in that game.
Yeah, I was just about to say, yeah, he's still pretty crappy.
They gave him a cool trident at least to make up for it, but like, that's it. Like,
what does he do? Shoot fish at you?
well, his finisher is kind of cool, but at the same time, it's like it's very implausible because like he like you get engulfed in water and he comes at you with 2 sharks, but it's like, where did the water come from? We're like we're in the air. Like what?
It's like
happened?
using surf in Pokemon.
Exactly. Like it makes
volcano.
no sense. I'm like, nice try, game. You're trying to make Aquaman cool, but no.
He just throws his attack Deathfish Jerry at you. It's a goldfish that he keeps in a bowl at all times.
It just disturbs you. Stop it.
Ah, it's slightly annoying.
My
Alright,
only weakness.
What you got up next?
Up next for me is from Tekken, Hayachi Mishima.
Freaking hate that guy.
How can you possibly hate this guy?
How?
Look at his beautiful hair.
He was in bandages the first time I met him.
He is an incredible specimen.
That's Wolverine hair on steroids.
Yeah, except he has a mustache too.
Yeah, that's
He's got, oh my gosh, he's got the missing part of Wolverine's facial hair.
Uh-huh.
He does have one of my favorite moves in the Tekken series, though. I don't know if he still does it, though. But, like, he'll put you in, like, a noogie. He's like, noogie, noogie, noogie. And he just breaks your neck. It's like if your older brother was a serial killer. Noogie, noogie, noogie.
Don't even joke about that. Some of us have older brothers that are serial killers.
Yes, we all have older brothers.
No, we don't.
Yeah. No, just you, Matt.
All of us.
All of
Actually,
us.
Matt doesn't have an older brother. That's the only thing he doesn't have.
That's the only thing I don't have.
He doesn't have siblings. He's an all-seeing orb.
Well, no, he does have an older brother. It's the Spirit Bomb because he's a Spirit Bomb's little sister.
Matt is actually a female.
If you can't tell, I've been watching old podcasts, so I'm hearing all our old jokes.
I was wondering how you came up with that. Like, that sounds like a story is behind
literally, I'm watching it, and then I hear Matt go, I look like Spirit Bomb's little sister, and I just start cracking up. Because now that's all I see. All right.
Where are we?
Chaz, you're next.
Okay,
just
it's
hit
me.
Paul Phoenix.
Okay, so next one's gonna be from Bloody Roar, which I loved because I love like animals, and I love crazy combos, and they managed to put both of them together in one game. This guy's name is Yugo, and he's the wolf. So like in Bloody Roar, everyone could turn into a different animal. Most of them were animals. Some of them could turn into some other weird stuff.
I feel like this is just Power Rangers Ninja Force.
Sure.
It's what Power Rangers should have been.
That's where they actually transform into animals.
They transform into like humanoid animals. And Yugo the wolf, like he was again like super anime-ish look. He was like the cover boy or whatever. And he could turn into a wolf, and
that thing looks amazing.
Yeah, I love wolves, and when he turned into that, I'm like, oh, it's over with.
Well, and see, I love, for some reason, I don't know why, but I love animal fighters. I have no idea what it is. I love animals too, which is a big thing of it, and just the idea of like, this isn't just like it's like a humanoid animal, and he's a fighter. Like this guy didn't make my top 10 list, but one of my favorite fighters is Kuma.
Mm-hmm.
So. like I just like the idea of like a giant bear fighting people. I don't know what it is. It's just it makes me laugh on the inside and the outside. But that
You would
like a character I would love.
You would love Bloody Roar. There's actually another character, and I forget his name, but he's like this big blonde-haired dude with sunglasses, and he has like leather clothes on, and he turns into a lion, and the lion has a big giant like scar going down its eye, and the combos are absolutely crazy in this game.
God
I feel
of
like
the
he would be
Lion.
like Matt would get this reference. I feel like I'm just picturing Leomon from Digimon.
That's what it looks like, basically.
A giant lion, but he's wearing jeans for some reason.
Check this out. He's wearing camo.
Yeah, that's it.
He kind of does look like Leomon, but he doesn't have a giant sword. That's the only thing. But
yeah, he's got brass knuckles too.
pull up a picture of Leomon for Chaz. He needs to see this.
Leomon? Alright.
Leomon's sick.
Leomon.
But go on, continue while.
No, I mean, I'm pretty much done. I kind of talk more about the game itself, but Yugo had like a really generic like fighting style. Like all the different characters had a unique fighting style. Like the tiger, he had like a kung fu fighting style. There was a ninja, and there was some other characters that I actually have written down, so I'm not going to talk about them. But he was just like a brawler. Like he was just like this kid from the streets, and he would just like beat you to death. He didn't have a particular fighting style.
That's
amazing.
Leomon, by the way.
That's so funny. He looks just like him.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So, definitely loved it. Love wolves, so of course, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't tell from your screen name and everything else.
Oh right, yes.
So. My next person is actually one of the few that's probably not mainstream. I don't know if anybody else is going to remember this besides Matt. I don't know about... Actually, Chaz, I know you don't remember this because you just asked about it. The game Primal Rage. I don't know if it probably came out on systems later on, but my favorite character from that game was Diablo. He's this red Tyrannosaurus. Matt's going to pull up a picture, but...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I played it in the arcade. Yeah, Hidden Cove had it. I played that all the time. There was like this ice monkey. There was like a yellow and purple dinosaur, and then Diablo's the red and black Tyrannosaurus.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like I said, I love animals. This was literally, it's like Rampage, but meets Mortal Kombat. It was just a fighting. It was like a monster fighting game. Yeah,
you could knock people out. Cool. You could knock all the cavemen out.
That was always fun.
Whenever I think about that game, I think about this other arcade game I used to always see like right next to it, and I couldn't remember the name of it, but literally like while you're fighting, you could get limbs ripped off, and like you would have to like alter your fighting style to accommodate like not having these limbs. And I'm like, how did this game make it in here? Like this is the bloodiest looking game ever.
This is the 90s.
Yeah, what?
Huh.
2D blood.
I just really liked him. I thought he was cool. I've always like, out of all the dinosaurs, Tyrannosaurus Rex is always my favorite. I know I'm mainstream, but I love the way T-Rexes look. They're dominant. They're dominant looking, even though now people are saying they're herbivores. I don't care. They still look awesome. So
that thing didn't eat leaves.
Yeah, little tiny arms.
Nah.
Mark Benfield had the action figures of him. I remember.
Did he?
Yeah,
That's
which
not surprising.
And what's weird is like it's something that you didn't expect to have action figures.
Yeah, because it's such a niche game.
Easy, though. I mean,
it is easy. Yeah.
No, but like, it was so weird because you didn't expect it because they like it was an arcade game. Like I didn't even know it was on a console or anything. It just seemed weird that like he came in one day. He's like, "Look what I got." I'm like.
I mean, those were literally just animals. They probably took like the conveyor belt, like the assembly line from another toy, and then made like a right angle and like converged into another assembly
line. They had some detail to them. Because like I remember the monkey. I don't remember what the monkey's name was. It was like an Ice Ape, but like the way his hair was, he had like a Super Saiyan 3 mullet going on.
Yeah.
And like it was like real, like not real fur, but like it was actual soft hair. That the action figure had. So there was some detail put into it. But anyway, Matt, go ahead with the next person.
Interesting. Oh, my next person is another girl from.
You wanna switch them since I see the next person on your list is from Primal Rage. You want to swap them that way?
The next one is not from Primal Rage.
No, I know, but the one after that.
Okay, wait. So do the Primal Rage one
Yeah,
now?
since I was just talking about Primal Rage, you don't have to. It
Fine,
almost lined up.
it's too late now.
You screwed it up, man.
Sorry.
But yeah, Ray reminded me of Primal Rage and how incredible it was when I was a kid. Um, my favorite was not Diablo. My favorite was Vertigo, like the I don't know, he's like a cobra type poison.
Yeah, I remember the name, but okay. Now I remember.
He was quick. He had really ranged moves with his tail. Like that tail whip was just unstoppable. And then he had some poison attacks too. But yeah, I just really liked his design. I I'm fairly certain there's no dinosaur out there that looks like that. But the Cobra slash Raptor look was really incredible.
I wonder why they never made this into like a series game. I feel like it was popular enough it could have been.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they could have made a couple, but
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And then when Vertigo would win, he would like kind of look at the camera and like fluff his neck out and just start screaming.
I remember that.
And, like poison would drip down his mouth. It was really cool.
That's awesome.
All right, Matt, or Chaz, what you got next?
All right. Next one I've got from. Actually, I've got a few from Bloody Roar, but the next one is from the same series. But Zion the Unborn. He was amazing. Again, very anime-ish looking. I mean, most of the characters were, but I think the first two that I mentioned, this guy and Yugo, were the most anime-looking-ish people.
Sure.
Zion, like I said, most people turned into some sort of animal. He was like one of the exceptions to the rule. He turned into, they call it the Unborn, but I'm like, I know I didn't look like that as a baby, an unborn baby. Like
How can you possibly know?
I mean, I might have.
That doesn't look anything what I looked like.
God, what if I was aborted and then I came out looking like that? Like, this is what my kid would have looked like. I'm glad I got rid of him.
I looked exactly like this, just smaller, but still full.
Oh my gosh, why is it
Goo
metal?
goo gaga.
Goo goo gaga. And it had like these blade arms. I know it doesn't show it on here, but they would flip up and they would like turn into sabers. And I assume they could like cut through a lot of different stuff.
He kind of reminds me of Dante.
Yeah, that's what he looks like to me.
A little
too.
bit. Yeah, but he also had them on his legs too. So like where his calf muscles were, he had other blades that would flip every time he threw a kick, and he had some wild looking like crazy kick combos. So you'd see like he'd be doing like these crazy attacks, and like all these blades would light up and be flying all over the place. And I think he was the boss actually.
No, that was Tony Danza.
What?
Yeah, Tony Danza was the boss. Everyone
Tony
knows that.
Tony Danza.
Now Chaz got it.
Oh, my bad. So, yeah, and again, well, I didn't mention this, but this was one of the games that I played that had like destructible environments, and that was really cool to me because Tekken didn't have that. It just had an infinitely long arena that you couldn't fall off of. Like every time you thought you were getting towards the edge, something else would appear. Like more grass. You thought you were gonna fall off.
More grass.
Surprise! So,
what did you think was over here?
You're not even gonna fall off. You gotta fight to the death. For some reason, it was a black guy translating. On the
Sure.
Oh, man, that's
common.
gonna be bad for you.
You gonna have to fight to the death.
So this is kind of off subject. I don't know why this reminded me of it, but you doing that voice just reminded me of
Crawdads?
No. What? No. Reminded me of our conversation last week with the bro Snatcher, not Deathbringer, which I had to put that in the fact check because, by the way, anyone who heard that and like I doubt it, no one commented and raged about it. Like no Bloodborne fans like it's not Deathbringer, you idiots. But for the record, that was Chaz's fault. That was Chaz's fault. He said Deathbringer. I haven't gotten to that part of the game, so I just went with it. I don't know why Matt didn't catch it earlier, but
Not sure.
I think I said something like
said
Deathbringer.
You
I said
said
Deathbringer, something like it.
No, you said Deathbringer.
Well, okay, but
Chaz, I edited the podcast. You said
no.
Deathbringer.
No, okay. Matt who has put like 2,000 plus hours in the Soul series didn't correct me. So if he didn't correct me,
He
I
did
don't
just
think I
he
didn't make a
retroactively.
mistake. He just like he just thought about it. He's like, no, that's not right. No.
I pondered it later that evening.
You pondered it.
Okay, so
Floating in
that
space.
wasn't one of. So it just reminded me of the bro snatcher. And the funny thing is, I posted a picture to the G.E.L page of these three really douchey looking guys, and I said, "Oh, I found the bro snatchers." Then I realized I posted the picture and did not read what their shirt said. Like, if you guys go back and look at the picture I sent you and group me, their shirts were some pretty awful shirts. And I posted to that Facebook page, and I looked, and I'm like, oh my, I'm taking this down. Like, I did not look to see what their shirts said.
Oh my!
And I was like, this is not appropriate. But anyway, that was just a random thought I had. So anyway, my next person was from Tekken. I haven't played a lot of Tekken games, but I definitely remember this. I played this one. A lot of these fighting games I played in the arcade. Like, all of them except for 2 or 3 on my list. Like Injustice, I didn't play in the arcade, obviously, and then there's 2 other coming up that I didn't play in arcade. But the rest of them were all arcade games that I played originally, and then played them on console later. But Tekken was one of the ones, and the arcade one I played was with him was King. Was my favorite character from that, because as I stated, I love animals. For one, I love animal fighters. Not only was he an animal fighter, but he was also a pro wrestler. That is that's the best combination for me ever. That's why I loved him so much. I saw him and I was like, he's got a jaguar head, and is it jaguar or leopard? It's one of the two. I don't know. You can't tell from just the head. But anyway, he has a jaguar head and a pro wrestler body. I don't think this could get any better for me. Like that he just looks awesome.
I think there was an actual like jaguar head earlier in the series too, and then they said, "Oh, okay, we got to make it a mask."
Yeah, it's like a mask. No, he ripped off a jaguar's head and just put it over his face.
His blood and all, like it's just dripping down his chest.
Just blind, can't see through.
It's all right. I just feel my enemy. I just feel my.
But yeah, so that was my next choice. Yeah, but again, that was like Tekken. I got my experience from playing in the arcade, and then a close second from the Tekken series, because the only other time I did play Tekken not in the arcade was when we had the Tekken tournament at Andy Gwynn's house, Chaz, and I won with Robert Richards.
Never gonna let me forget that.
Yep, I'm never letting you forget that, because your thin, ripped, boxing black guy got the crap beat out of him by a short, fat dude.
Where did you get black guy from? He's like the most white. Guy. He's like the most white
no, but
dude.
You had a black guy.
I had a black guy and a boxer. You just merged the two into one fighter.
Well, that's because Robert Richards took both your characters and smashed them into each other, and they were one person by the end.
You mean ate both of them and digested them and crapped them out into one character?
That's exactly what I mean.
Wow.
That's exactly what I mean. You are never going to live that down. No, I don't like Robert Richards at all. I don't even know why I chose him. I think King wasn't available or something. Like, he wasn't in the game, so I went with Robert Richards because I was like, I got to represent the fat white guys. Woo! And I just destroyed everyone in that tournament, and to this day, I don't know why.
Is he OP because he's so large?
I don't remember. I don't even remember how I won. Actually, my mind has blocked it out because I was in so much shock that my heart was about to stop from the amount of shock, so my brain blocked it out.
I think the person who came close to beating you was Andrea with her cybernetic anime chick.
Probably.
Cybernetic anime chick.
Not enough.
I don't even know where that came from. Like,
amazing.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway, Matt, go ahead and go with your character that we skipped last time.
Yeah, thanks for skipping that.
Let's come back. It fit with my... Shut up. Just go ahead.
My next character is also from Skullgirls. This is who I play as when I play the game, for the most part. Her name is Painwheel, named after the giant thing on her back.
Jesus. It's a woman?
Yep, that's a woman. And when you fight with her, she like crawls on all fours for the most part. She can like hover in the sky with that blade on her back as like a helicopter rotor. And she can also just like shoot spikes out of her hands and stuff. And she like contort and like put her legs behind her head and like kick out with spikes as well.
Which is always a good skill to have.
Yeah, right. But I'm not really sure why I gravitated towards her at first. But I really started
Could
to
it be the
enjoy.
giant spinning blades on her back?
No, I don't know what it was.
This is these were Matt's ex-girlfriends.
Yeah,
All of them.
I
they're
don't
all
know
designed
what
after
attracted me
someone
to her.
else.
I'm not sure what attracted me to her, but she tried to kill me 3 times. It was love.
She killed the bartender, and it was just love at first sight.
It's the humorless face and the veins.
Yeah, those man
That's a
arms.
keeper.
Oh yeah, yeah. Did you catch her like in the gym benching like more than you?
The emaciated ribs.
Yeah, the ribs. She's a science experiment. The spikes are shooting out of her fingernails.
Ooh,
That's great.
But yeah, she's a lot of fun, and she's pretty cool too.
I'm gonna have nightmares tonight about this. Like, I'm gonna text you guys at 3 in the morning and be like, "Hey Matt, thanks a lot. I got killed by a spinning blade in my dream tonight."
Is that worse or better than double though?
It's better than rats, I can tell you that much.
Rats.
Wow.
Rats!
My wife just literally, like, I'll wake up screaming rats, and like I'll pass back out, and she'll just check my pulse to make sure I'm still alive, and she'll just pat me on the back like, good.
Good. Keep dreaming.
Keep going.
I'm just like,
She does something weird, like sprinkles cat litter in your beard or something. You start like sleeping like a baby after that. She just knows you so well.
rub some butter on the bottom of my feet. That just soothes me. I'm like, oh, okay.
Sticks a plunger on your belly.
Come on. All right, go ahead, Jeff.
I guess it's my turn. Next one is from Bloody Roar as well as the last one, I promise.
Oh my gosh.
Bakuryu. I don't really know how to pronounce his name, but I'm going to call him
Bakuryu.
Bakuryu. Or Ryu. Ryu or Ryu, whatever, the mole.
Hold on. Ryu or Ryu?
It's Ryu.
From Street Fighter. Like,
It could be.
It's Ryu.
It's Ryu. We're gonna say Ryu. Let's stick with Ryu.
I say Ryu or Ryu.
That's because you're a bad person.
Ryu.
This goes back to the whole M. Bison thing. It's because you're a bad person.
You're making me doubt the way I say it. Now I can't even remember. Thanks a lot. Anyway, Baka Ryu.
Anyway, the mole.
He's incredible.
He's an actual mole. I thought he just like spied on everyone. And
No, he's a mole.
No, he is most definitely a mole. And he's the scariest mole I've ever seen. As you can see, he's got those giant, massive claws. If I'm not mistaken, too, there's another mole in the series who actually turns into like a cybernetic mole.
What?
It has like drill fists or something. You can like drill underground and come out. It's also a ninja. He's a ninja, by the way, an assassin, and he can turn into this mole. So he can like disappear and reappear. He's got this crazy combo where like he just beats you into the air. Or no, he doesn't. He spins around you real fast. No, wait, no, that's the other mole.
Wait.
How many moles?
Question.
There's two moles.
Is Morocco mole in it?
No, Morocco mole. We're too old to make jokes like that, Ray.
Come on, Secret Squirrel, Morocco mole. Come on.
You remember rock and roll? Shut up, old man.
You have a thing for moles, sir.
But one move I do remember that he has is like he does like ninjutsu, and he goes on both sides of you, and then he hits you a bunch of times and like slices down on top of you, and like blood squirts all over the place, and you die. So really cool ninja mole with giant claws. What's there not to like?
So they're both ninja moles.
Yeah, there's a ninja mole, which is him, and then there's a cybernetic ninja mole, which
That's incredible.
yeah. I don't even know what he's there for.
That's my mole right there.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
I love that show.
Morocco mole.
With squirrel and Morocco mole.
Jeez.
Anyway, just had to bring that up.
Alright, your turn.
Not gonna lie to you, I had to Google Secret Squirrel and because I couldn't remember his first name. I just knew he was a mole. Anyway, all right. So my next person is from Smash Brothers. I originally had Link from Smash Brothers because when the game first came out, he was my go-to character. But as the games progress, I have a new character, and that is Charizard / Pokemon Trainer. The reason I say / Pokemon Trainer is because in Brawl, Pokemon Trainer was the actual character, and you could fight with either Squirtle, Ivysaur, or Charizard. I used Charizard the whole time, and now in the new Smash Brothers, he's his own character. And the reason, like, I've already stated several times that I love fighting as animals. So not only do I get to fight as an animal against people, but on top of that, I get to use one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. He is my favorite Pokemon of all time. Charizard is my favorite character from Smash Brothers, followed closely by Mewtwo. Because I really did like Mewtwo, but because he's only been in one game, now he's going to come into this new game as DLC, but I haven't had as much time to use him. But Charizard still stands out to me, so that was my choice from Smash Brothers.
Interesting.
I love Charizard.
Indeed.
It's just cool. Like, you get to fly around and just shoot flamethrower at people.
Sure.
It's awesome.
I used to have a female Charizard. I tell everyone that story.
What'd you name it?
I
Charizard.
don't remember, honestly.
Matt's not very creative. He's like, hey guys, this is my Charizard. Her name is Charizard.
It was probably Charlize Theron or something.
Charlize. Sard.
Charlize Theron.
I was very uncreative with my nicknames. I'd be like, your name is Chari.
Wow. That's like Pokemon anime tier nicknames.
I feel what was the kid's name that was Ash's rival?
Gary Oak.
No, not the other rival. The kid that was a lot like Ash, who had a Pikachu also.
Black Ash.
Mustard.
He had a Pikachu named Sparky. You don't know. Ricky or something?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
It was Black Ash with Black Pikachu.
Black Ash. Pikachu.
Pikachu, I choose you. Use Thunder Shock. No. You won't tell me what to do?
Except Black Ash was smart enough to evolve his Pikachu. into a
Pikachu.
Raichu, use Thunder Shock. Man, I ain't doing that.
Man, I don't even know Thunder Shock anymore. I know Thunder.
Raichu, use Gat.
Man, I don't even know you.
Raichu pulls out a gun. Yo.
I really don't like Black Ash being on this side of town.
He walks into the gyms. They're like, just take the badges. Just
go,
don't even have to battle.
Just please go. All right, we don't like your kind around here. And I mean trainers.
I mean Pokemon trainers, not your. I meant you know what? Just take the badges.
Just go. And my wallet.
You're just going in to pump iron,
Ash
guys. It's a gym, right?
he thought it was an actual gym, like a workout gym. He's like, man, where the weight machines at?
What's all these red and white balls around here?
Why does this gym got a pool surrounding everything?
Black Ash was never even a Pokemon trainer, was he?
No, he had his Raichu on a leash.
He got
wasn't even in a Pokeball. He thought it was a Rottweiler.
I'm a trainer.
It wasn't even a Raichu, it was a Rottweiler. It was a straight up Rottweiler.
It's just a dog.
Go Raichu.
The dog's like heaving.
Oh God, I'm so glad I'm out of that ball.
He painted the little circles on the cheek.
Oh, jeez.
Raichu, use Thunder Shock.
He just bites it.
Don't do that. Just use Bite.
Stop licking at yourself. See, what did I train you to do?
Raichu, use Maul. There's that golden gem of the conversation that I say is in every episode. It's right here.
Too bad it's so racist.
That's all right. I'm here.
Hey,
I approve this
not
message.
at all.
Good.
This
good.
is Black Guy approved.
Anyway, we're okay. So I just went. So Matt, you're up. But whatever.
I'm up. I've already got the picture ready and everything.
Well, Black Ash.
Yeah, Black Ash. Could be. I don't know. Jeez.
I hope he's in a better game.
Well,
Don't pull up Black Ash. Just don't.
She got for me, man. Show me all-knowing orb.
my next character is another Street Fighter character. I know him from Third
Right.
Strike. Ray doesn't know him at all.
Nope. You showed
He's
me
a
him last
cool
night. It was
guy.
pretty sweet.
His name is Q, and like the greatest thing about this guy was just his sprite animations, honestly, for like all of his attacks and his dashes. He was just so like loose. It was like a puppet almost. Just the way he floated around basically. But I don't know, just I mean the whole like private eye detective style plus like the Destro metal face, just
Kind of like Rorschach meets Doctor Doom.
kind of, yeah.
Sure.
That's what at first glance, that's what I thought.
He's like clumsy and stuff.
Oh.
But
I think the funniest thing that happened last night is when I was trying to Google him to see if I knew him. I was like, you're like, his name's Q. I was like, all right, how do you spell it? And you're like, Q. And I'm like, yeah, I know. How do you spell it? Yeah, how do you spell it?
Who's on first? What's on second?
Exactly. It was literally like that. And I'm like, wait, is it just literally the letter Q? And he was like, yes. I'm like, all right, got it.
and I should have asked you to look up 12.
Nailed it.
How do you spell it?
Q. All right, enter.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Chaz.
Okay, what do I have?
Get
Okay.
Baccarat, right?
Baccarat. See, we got it right. Next one for me is going to be from the game Killer Instinct, which I feel like Killer Instinct did for the fighting games what I don't know what came first, Halo or Unreal did for first-person shooters, because there was that guy in the background who was like, what did he say? He's like, ultra combo, mega combo. He's like screaming in your ear, just making you just hyped as hell. Just
I have to go to the bathroom.
oh,
And that's still strong in the newer games.
oh yeah, it's still going strong. Like, you know, in Halo you had like killing spree, unfreaking believable, and like, oh my god, I am amazing. Like this guy's telling me I'm amazing.
It hypes you up beyond all. Like you're like, yeah.
Like, you're just not doing anything either, and your mom is telling you to shut up.
He's literally yelling at you while you're just standing there. You're doing awesome.
You're doing great. Keep it up.
Good job camping.
Killer Instinct had like these just ridiculous combos, and I know I said that about Bloody Roar, but Killer Instinct just like you could easily get like 175 combo hit, 190 combo hit. Like it was just
You
the
just
whole
juggle
life.
forever.
Yeah, you just like insane.
It's crazy.
Like the numbers are just popping up. And this character is actually his name is TJ Combo. So of course, like he's amazing, and it like all the other characters in it had you know, like swords or a bow staff or you know, like a tomahawk or something. This guy had boxing gloves. In the later games, he had MMA gloves, and he would just beat you to death, just combo. And it was amazing, and he's a black guy with boxing gloves. I'm like, this is great. This is
just
awesome.
amazing.
Of course, how could I not like this character?
He's a black guy who fights MMA.
And he has the
That's like
American
American shorts.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. Is he you?
flag. You got it.
Were you the basis of this character?
Oh well.
TJ Combo.
Or is this
Yes.
is this just what you're basing your life off of?
Yeah.
You weren't even born a black guy. You got surgery to be this man.
I'm working my way up there, man. I'm
You're
trying to
actually
get
Japanese.
there. Sometimes it slips out. Like I just start speaking Japanese phrases.
I'm like, what'd you say, buddy? I said,
Oh,
Yo.
sorry. I slipped on that one. Sorry. I'm getting it together.
I'm not. I'm not gonna say what I was really thinking.
Don't say it. I'll kill you.
No. No, you won't. All right. So my next choice is pretty. this is a game I played. Oh, Smash Brothers was this other game I didn't start in a arcade. But do you know, Matt? Do they have Smash Brothers in an arcade? Because it seems like it'd be an awesome arcade game.
I'm sure there's some arcade somewhere with Smash Brothers in it.
Well, I mean, obviously there's no like they don't have a lot of arcades left, but like places like Dave and Buster's, Chuck E. Cheese's have arcades in them. I would think Smash Brothers would be a big hit, but they probably have to get the rights for it. It'd probably be.
I would say real arcades would have it. I don't think
Really?
those commercial arcades would have it.
Well, Dave and Buster's has a lot of cool stuff. Like they had a Star Wars licensed game. They had Mario. They have Mario Kart in there. So actually, Dave and Buster's would make more sense to have Smash Brothers because they already have a licensed Nintendo game in there.
Interesting.
It's literally just Mario Kart, like the Wii Mario Kart, but you're in like the car and you got the wheel and everything. It's pretty fun. But anyway, so my next choice is this man right here, Wolverine from Marvel vs. Capcom. Every time I played Marvel vs. Capcom, I always loved Wolverine to begin with, and I didn't really know what Marvel vs. Capcom was initially. I saw the superheroes that I grew up loving fighting, and I'm like, this
That's
is
the
awesome.
Marvel portion.
Yeah, I had no idea who Capcom was. I was like, what is this? Why is Mega Man in this game?
Capcom
Doesn't
was
make any
like
sense.
for me, like I remember watching that game. It was probably the second one, but I remember seeing it in like Hidden Cove and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I knew all the Marvel characters, but I was like super intrigued by the Capcom side because they all look so cool.
The only Capcom character I knew was Mega Man. So every time Mega Man would jump, I'm like, yeah, Mega Man, all right, yeah. But no, my go-tos in that were I'd always use Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Captain America, and then occasionally I would swap out Spider-Man for Venom.
Spider-Man's like the worst character in that game.
Yeah, but I loved Spider-Man as a kid, so. Occasionally I'd use Cyclops, too. I went with a full X-Men team one time and did Wolverine, Cyclops, and Beast.
Interesting.
But anyway, yeah, Wolverine was always the most fun. Even in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, even though the game wasn't as fun as the arcade games, he was still pretty awesome, and he had a lot of cool attacks. He had this one where like he would do, it was like called Tornado Claw, and he would like lean forward with his claws and just spin at a really high speed, which is not canon at all because he cannot do that, but it was cool to watch. Like the nerd in me was like, he can't do that. He can't move at super speed, but man, is it cool! All right, go ahead, Matt.
All right. My next character is another Street Fighter character. Surprise, surprise. He's also
Street Fighter's the new secret word of the day, like Pee Wee
I should
Herman.
say he was in Final Fight first, so he's not a total Street Fighter character.
Next time Matt's in Street Fighter, we have to yell like Pee Wee Herman. Ah! It's the word of the day. The secret word.
It's not really a word. It's more like a scream.
He is Hugo from Final Fight and Street Fighter.
Oh my!
I first got interested in him watching Third Strike. I have no words. Like his sprite animations were also amazing. His animations are amazing in Street Fighter 4.
There's a lot going on. Like he's got, for people listening to the podcast and not watching, he's got pink leopard print shirt,
Yes.
red pants, a chain on the pants. He's got like a 50s style mom's hairdo, and he's got the face of Quasimodo.
And he's best friends with a rumored transvestite.
Oh.
Rumored.
Poison.
Wait,
Some drama.
Final Fight. I think I know who that is. I think it's not rumored. I think that Poison was a transvestite in one release of the game, and then in the American version they made him just a regular guy.
Poison is always... What? Do you even know who Poison is?
No, I'm looking it up.
Well, you won't find a guy.
No, no, it is just a girl. Okay, that's right. No, but in the Japanese release, it was confirmed that Poison and Roxy are transvestites, but in the American release, they're just regular chicks.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yes. But
I actually knew the story for once, so I was like, hey.
that's astounding.
That
know.
is
I knew
quite
something.
astounding.
Sometimes I know things about games. Okay.
That's good to
But-
know.
Ray, I feel like this would be the character you would choose in Ultra Street Fighter because he's about twice the height of anyone else in the game, and it just feels like he takes up half the screen.
Hugo Crush, little man.
His arms will stretch like a full body length to like karate chop you in the stomach, and he has like a full screen like sprint attack where he'll sprint at you, and if it hits you, it'll grab you and just like run you into the opposite wall.
By the way, I was not wrong.
It's good
In the American release on Super Nintendo, they did make Poison a guy. Because the Japanese version is there, obviously. Then you got the American for the Sega, but on Super Nintendo, they just made it a regular guy.
interesting.
It's totally not the same character at all, but
No.
they replaced Poison with a dude with green
Right.
hair. But
Well-
so I was right. So back off. I know stuff sometimes.
She is a character of much discussion in the FGC because they all wonder.
Everybody's got questions. Nobody want to see the answers.
All right, Chaz, what you got for us?
Where am I? Okay. So next one's from Tekken. I thought I was done with Tekken. I'm definitely not done with Tekken. It's
Two more.
Bruce is a character from Tekken. He's a Muay Thai black guy, and I love Muay Thai. And of course, he's a black guy, so I'm like, awesome, you know.
Sure.
I love his moveset. I love the fact, like, one of my favorite things that he does is, like, he'll grab you and just, like, pull you from side to side and then, like, knee you in the face, which I've gotten kneed before, and I've also thrown knees, and it doesn't look like much, but having a knee go into, like, your solar plexus or your face is, like, one of the worst things I could possibly think of in a fight, except getting curb stomped.
By the way, Chaz, I have a character for you on WWE 2K15, and he's now going to look like that. Pink shorts and everything.
Yeah, I love his. He's got like the traditional Muay Thai wraps. His hands are just like bandaged, which in traditional Muay Thai fighting, they would take bandages and like dip them in, I think it was like sand or water or something, and it would like help them harden, and they would just like punch and kick each other, and it was just like it's like pure bone just going into your face.
It's almost like a
Like a
cast,
cast,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, it's like a cast almost,
That
and they would
hurt
just
so
beat each
bad.
other to death with that. So I'm guessing like he has like the same traditional style. So like his stuff looks cool, but I just think of it like, what would this be like in real life? Because his style is very realistic. So there's one move like he does, it's just like a straight front kick, but he like goes across the entire screen. And I've tried to do the front kick like this, and it requires you to like coil up on one leg and like shoot off of that same leg and kick at the same time, and it's really freaking hard. So I'm just like amazed by this guy, just because I've tried to do some of his moves in real life myself.
So that's like your fighting, like that's your equivalent of fighting character. Mine is my next choice is Zangief from Street Fighter. Zangief is just, I mean, he's a pro wrestler with a mohawk and a big burly beard. Like, that just speaks to me on in volumes. Like, I see him and I'm just like, I need to play as this person.
Mm-hmm.
You would like Marduk from Tekken too. Well,
I
not
don't
Tekken 2,
think
but
so.
Tekken also.
Look at that!
He
Look at that
looks
man!
just like him.
Look at Zangief! Look at that!
That's some weird like CGI art.
That's awesome.
He's got my beard though. Like that just like
You
I
need the
love
hair though. You need
I
the
need-
hair
I need
and
a
all
mod.
of the scars.
the scars. And you can't really see it in this picture, but in the old school sprites, he had like a big like bush of chest hair right on his chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I love that. That's a man's man right there. Although now I'm starting to realize he's just a white Mr. T.
But he's not just white. He's Russian.
He's the scary white.
Here we go. This is it. This is the picture.
Look up Marduk real quick. I want him to see.
Marduk.
Marduk. M-A-R-D-A.
From what?
From Tekken.
Modok.
Yeah, Modok.
Marduk.
Modok.
Marduk.
Not Modok.
You can't really see it in perspective, but he towers over every single character in the Tekken series, including like the bear.
Nice.
He's like the
This guy-
size Kuma. Yeah,
He reminds me of Sagat more than Geef.
yeah, you would love him.
It's like Zangief and Sabat, like they did a fusion technique.
And made a bald, tall guy.
It's Bald Bull from Punch Out.
Wow.
Anyway, Matt, what do you got? What we got 2 left?
Yeah, I believe so. This one's from a game that I haven't mentioned yet, actually.
Yeah, there we go. Street Fighter. No, just kidding.
Yeah, Street Fighter. Street Fighter 2. I haven't talked about
I
that
haven't
yet.
talked about that one yet.
He's actually from the Smash Brothers. But I had a lot of friends who would play with me who just did not like playing against this character. And I would just choose him and win.
Just because.
I got really good with him. Lucas.
What?
I also played Ness quite a bit in the original.
Which, just so you know, Lucas is now DLC as well in the new.
Is he really?
Yeah, because he wasn't in the game originally, but him and Mewtwo have been announced for DLC.
Because I preferred Lucas over Ness. Some of his moves were a little bit different, but the whole, like, I don't know, I liked the Thunder, PK Thunder, just like wrapping around the screen, just like shooting it at people. Using it as your double jump was kind of more like a skill-based deal instead of just having a double jump. Because he didn't have like a regular B-up move that would like shoot you up like a lot of other characters. You'd have to like aim at your feet.
I remember that.
Shoot yourself in a direction. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with him. His final smash was hilarious when you got it because it would just rain down comets filling the screen.
What is this kid?
What is he?
He's
What is he?
He's from
He's-
Mother.
Yeah, he's from the Mother games, or Earthbound as you'd probably know it. But I don't think he was in any American release. I'm pretty sure the only American release of the Mother games was Earthbound, which was
Which
the
is
second
Mother 2,
game.
yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I have to say about Smash Brothers, though, is I don't understand why people are so okay with it. Because they cartoony, but, like, this is, like, child abuse and animal abuse. Like, Mario's going around beating the crap out of kids and dinosaurs.
And women.
And women. Like, literally, there's actually a video, there's, like, a comedy video where Mario's like, okay, it's gonna be the first of Smash Brothers, and he just punches Ness in the face. He goes, you just punch me? I'm a kid! Like, and then he looks at Peach and he's like, come on, it's a for fun. She's like, oh, so this is just an excuse for you to hit me, okay? And like I don't understand why people are so okay with Smash Brothers, but like if Tekken did this, like if Tekken, well, I guess technically they do, but there's probably more like controversy with Tekken over Smash Brothers because they look cartoony. I don't know, just something I thought of when I started thinking about Ness and Lucas. Like, you're literally just beating up children. Like, that's probably not cool.
Well, there are children that have psychic powers, so...
It doesn't matter.
It's okay to... No, it's fine. They're not kids anymore when they have psychic powers.
So what Matt's saying is it's okay to beat up kids as long as they're freaks.
Yeah, you ever watch Children of the Corn?
Yes, that is definitely okay in that situation.
Yep.
Okay, then.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, moving on. Chaz, what do you got?
What do I have? Next one's going to be... of course, I mentioned this was Jax from Mortal Kombat because He's a huge black guy with metal arms. I mean,
Of course.
nothing else. And then
Self-explanatory.
yeah, and then they added a cigar in Mortal Kombat 10. So
And he's military now, which I don't know if that was in the original game. If he was military,
I don't
but
think
later
so.
on he is.
Well, actually, I think he was always involved in something. Because I mean, how do you become a black guy and get metal arms unless you're in the military? I mean, they'll just walk up and get, hey, you need some metal arms.
He went into the wrong neighborhood. Hey, you want some metal arms? Okay.
My homie downstairs got a gun. I got some metal arms.
Let's have a moment of silence for the fact that he can never go through airport security.
Yeah.
Beep, beep, beep. Oh, that's just my arms.
I gotta take a bus.
Sir, you're gonna have to remove them. I can't. Why not? They're my arms.
Oh, are they for health reasons? Like, are you an amputee? No, these are for killing. Sir, we're gonna need you to step out of the line.
Sir, you can't get on a plane for killing.
Okay, well, I'll take my arm off, but can I bring my bomb? No. What about
I'm
my
not
gun?
gonna kill on the plane, stupid. I'm gonna kill when I get off the plane.
That everyone else gets transported to Otherworld, but he has to take a plane. he's late, like the tournament's over, like Shao Kahn is like he's victorious over the dead bodies, and he's like, oh man, I missed it.
They're talking about how he's on colored people time and everything. It's just because of his metal arms. Could get on a plane. Has nothing to do with me being black and being late. I just want to put that out there.
I just want everyone to know that I left 3 days early, but I lost my baggage.
I left before Johnny Cage. Come on, people.
I mean, my baggage was lost, and I wasn't wearing pants when I was on the plane, and I didn't want to come to the tournament without pants. So, I mean, it's not my fault.
This is, I'm here now. That's all that matters. So
Johnny Cage is like, help me.
That's all I got to say about Jax. He's awesome.
He's pretty awesome. All right, I'm swapping my final two because I don't want to end it's not a bad one, but yeah, I know. I should have told you earlier, Matt. But my next one is from Budokai to Tekgachi, whatever, Xenoverse, Vegeta. I don't know if it's considered like a true fighting game, but I mean it's a fighting game. I've always loved Vegeta in the anime. He's always been my favorite character from Dragon Ball Z. So the fact that you can actually play as him in a fighting game and just destroy people.
Do you know why you like him the best?
Because he's the villain. I always like the villains.
It's because you're a bad person.
It's because I'm a bad person. I look at my list: M. Bison, Scorpion. And look at that. He just looks angry. I think it's because. I don't know. I think it's just because of how cocky he always was. I don't know why it makes me like him so much.
He's got a Napoleon complex, dude. Of course,
that's why I hate him
all the time. Me too. He's so annoying. I'm gonna be the best. Well, who's that talking?
I'm the Prince of all Saiyans, dude. Your planet's gone. I'm pretty sure you stopped being a prince once your planet's blown up.
You can't reach Super Saiyan. Your planet's gone. You're short. What have you got to complain about? What are you yelling about?
I mean. I fused with Goku once, and that made me I was Vegito.
That
he
made
had
me
some
cool
pretty badass mustaches and.
Oh,
what?
Yeah, pink shirts.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh God.
That and okay, Team 4-Star has just made me love Vegeta all the more because his character portrayal on that is just awesome. Like, I'm gonna rock like a hurricane.
I knew that'd only be a one-hit wonder.
Like, look at this picture.
I forgot about that.
Just peering at you through a window.
That's all you see.
I'm gonna touch you.
You look over, Vegeta's just standing there, and you guys just meet eyes, and it's just like you don't want to look away. Like you're just like.
You want to, but you can't.
I can't imagine
slowly eating a pancake.
I can't imagine that being like staring to me through a window. I can imagine that more like on the other side of a bar, just like with him like a beer in his hand, just like looking at you like that.
Not a beer, it's some drink with an umbrella. some fruity drink with an umbrella, like.
Is that an apple teeny?
I don't know what to make of this.
I'm the Prince of all Saiyans. If I want an apple teeny, I can have an apple teeny.
This guy was in the bar today talking about being the Prince of all Saiyans while sipping on an apple teeny. I don't really know what to make of it.
Bottom line is, you can't be a prince if like your kingdom's gone. I mean, the whole bragging rights of being a prince is that you're eventually going to be king. If your planet's destroyed, that's never going to happen. That's not bragging rights. It's like, I'm the Prince of all Saiyans. Okay,
That's
you're the
what
Prince of
Bulma's
nothing.
for.
You're the Prince of dirt. You are literally the Prince of space rubble.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's hear your last one.
My last one. I feel like you probably both know what it is.
I don't.
You guess what game it's from, everyone?
Is it Mortal Kombat?
Technically, it's Final Fight,
Oh.
but also Street Fighter.
I win.
He is my main in my favorite fighting game, and his name is Cody Travers. Basically, he
Handcuffs?
yeah, he's in prison. He voluntarily went to prison to punish himself.
What?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he voluntarily went to prison because all the people outside of prison were not tough enough to fight him.
That would have been a
Like
better story.
these people bore me.
I mean, basically, that's the case. But he's just so much fun. Like, one of his special moves in the game is just you throw a rock, and that's what it is.
Oh my gosh, he's Vegeta.
He has a knife that you can pick up and just, like, shiv people.
Oh my gosh.
He has this attack called Criminal Upper, which is like a giant uppercut punch, and it's like generates a tornado. And then my favorite ultra of his is you're standing in front of him, he'll kick sand at you, and if that hits you, he'll come up with like just a lead pipe and start bashing you over and over and over. And then the final hit is like he bats you up in the air, and you just like hit the screen. It's
Don't forget his best attack, where he rats on you to the warden and you get put in solitary confinement.
right.
His ending of his storyline, like him talking in front of a bunch of kids and scared straight. Hey, you know how I got in here?
I
walked in
volunteered.
voluntarily. But if you come in here, I'm going to treat you like all the rest of them piles of bodies over there.
I just sold you for a cigarette.
Yeah, well, we were gonna have you get with some other inmates, but Cody killed them all, so this is who you're stuck with.
He killed them all and broke out the brick wall, so you're free
Cody's
to go.
not even a prisoner. He's free to go whenever he wants. He
But,
just
like,
stays
seriously,
here.
when you play the story in Street Fighter, he will seriously just like bust out of the prison with his own bare hands.
What is
Just
he?
bust down a wall.
Look, man, you need to get out of jail, man. You're causing a lot of damage, a lot of money, and you're not even supposed to be here. Just get out.
We let you come in because you were homeless. Don't be breaking out jail.
Coming in here, killing our inmates, saving us money. Wait, maybe you should stay.
Actually, you want a job as a guard?
I don't deserve
That's
that.
the ultimate ending of Cody's story.
Another side note is that he's rivals with Hugo and Poison, and they are semi-friendly towards each other, which is weird. But it's fine. It's probably fine.
It's probably okay.
It's probably all good.
I don't read too much into it. He's
That's
been
the
in prison a
important thing.
long time, though.
he's not all there in the head.
So yeah, that is my favorite fighting game character.
Alrighty.
Excellent.
Chazzy?
I
Charlie?
didn't really go in any
Charlie?
particular order, so this isn't necessarily my favorite fighting character of all time, but it's definitely up there, and it's one of the ones that I was probably one of the best with, is Steve from Tekken.
Why does it sounds so lame.
Yeah, he just sounds like nothing. It's just,
My-
Steve.
My favorite fighting character in the best tournament of all is Steve.
Yes, King, and how wrong, Lee,
Hahashi!
Hahachi,
Marduk
Steve.
and Steve.
And
Steve.
Steve.
Steve
And
Smith.
Steve. Steve is just here.
He-
But
he's like Ned Flanders. Hey.
he is really generic looking too. Like he's just like, hey, I just slicked my hair back, put on some MMA gloves, and just walked out of the house.
Those are
I'm
nice
good to go.
leather pants he has.
Oh,
Yeah.
I really like the outfit you chose for fighting. What outfit? This is my everyday clothes.
Yeah,
That's a
he's
cool-
actually. I thought he was just like some extra guy that kind of
Oh my
threw
gosh,
in there.
that's Andy Gwynn.
Oh,
No,
jeez.
I thought he was just like some extra guy they kind of threw into the Tekken series, but then I actually found out he's a really important character because he's the son, I believe, of Nina, who is a really important character in the Tekken series. They actually
Oh.
made a side game of her, and it was really bad. But when they start making side games or side projects off of one character, you know how important they are. But
Yeah.
he's got mama papa problems. You know how that goes. But straight up boxer. I think he's got like one kick move too. It's really odd because like you're like, okay, I'm waiting for those fists, and then like he kicks you in the crotch. Surprise!
They used to be my move too. Like when I'd fight, I'd be like, people watch my hands and I'd kick them. Like, oh, boom,
Oh, growing.
right in the shin. Ah, it
Darius
hurts.
has just been disqualified from every fight he's ever entered. Right, we keep telling you, you can't do that.
No shin kicks.
Stop that. He's just like
Bill's got
spray you in the
shin splints.
face like a cat.
Ah,
Stop it. Stop.
ah. All right, my final guy, Matt. You better pull up the right picture too.
Oh,
My
gee.
final person. I think he may be my favorite fighting character of all time, but it's Reptile, but not the way he originally was. Not the Scorpion clone, just in green. Like that was one thing I did not like about Mortal Kombat, the original ones. That's why I love Scorpion so much, but I hated everyone else because everyone else just seemed like a ripoff of Scorpion. Like Sub-Zero was okay. Sub-Zero and Scorpion were like the originals, but then you got Smoke, who's just a gray version, and then Reptile, who's green. And
Don't
then,
forget about
like,
Rain. Rain's
Rain?
the best.
Was he purple?
No,
It
maybe.
was purple. There was a purple one. I don't know.
Maybe it
Either
was
way,
Rain.
they were just all
So
generic.
many.
They were just generic ninjas that were just color different. But this is my favorite version of Reptile when he is an actual reptile. Like I said, I love animal fighters. The fact that that he kind of over time they transformed him more into an actual reptile. There's actually one where he has a tail too. I'm not sure which game it was, but there was one game where he actually had a full-length tail and it was pretty sweet. But yeah, I really like Reptile. I like Scorpion a lot, but I just love the way Reptile looks. I think he's really cool. But yeah,
Acid is
that's-
pretty cool too.
Yeah.
acid. Yeah, he spits acid.
Is this the newest one from 10 or?
This,
that's
this
from
honestly
a while
just looks
ago.
like art.
Yeah, it is.
I don't.
Well, I
think
mean, it's still like.
That's from an older one. Look up him from Mortal Kombat 10.
I think that might be him.
This
in the
one is
center.
what he
Yeah,
looks
that
like.
That one's pretty raw. I like the
Yeah,
mask.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, that's our top 10 favorite fighters. This has been a long episode.
Yeah,
Like
it has
top 30.
top 30.
Yeah, top 30. That's why. But I mean, it was before we were able to narrow it down to top 10s because I mean before we were just kind of like we were forcing ourselves to find a list of 10. But this one we all had characters that we were passionate about, the characters we like playing with. So it didn't feel right to cut it down. But hey. We had a longer episode. I feel like we filled it with some good content, so get off our backs. Okay?
Yeah, fans.
Don't tell me,
Here we do.
don't tell me how to live my life.
Notice the way he said that. Fans, plural, all of you. Yeah.
See you, fans.
We've consistently had 2 to 3 viewers, but I don't know if it's us. It's probably us.
It's
Might
us.
be us.
It's probably us.
It
We had one viewer, and then
He died.
He was
Vanished
like,
immediately.
I'm
He
here.
was probably kidnapped or something.
He's like, I'm here. Wait, you guys aren't who I thought. You're not PewDiePie.
Ah, man. It's wrong place. Sorry.
I gotta go by. Just
Goes
kidding.
back down to 0.
Just kidding. Anyone who listens to us on the podcast, watch us live, we love you. You can love's a strong word.
We love you.
We have a high liking for you.
The orb loves you.
It's not really love. It's more of a stalk. We stalk you.
Stalking your mom. Stalk.
So yeah. But just if you like what you see, check us out on YouTube. Rambling.podbean.com is where you can find the podcast, or search it on iTunes, and we also have a Facebook page, just G.E.L Comics. It's still comics on the Facebook page, but just throwing some stuff out there. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. It's been a great night talking with you guys. But for G.E.L, I'm Rambling.
I'm Count Chocula.
And I'm the orb.
Wow.
I'm the orb. I'm still the orb.
See, Chaz has legitimate nicknames. Like, we have to think up nicknames. Chaz has been given nicknames throughout his life, so he's got a little bit of an advantage on us.
That's right.
Who called him Count Chocula? Who has done this to you?
Me.
Oh, wow, Paul, I forgot about that. Yeah, my MMA coach did that to me, too.
All the nicknames, pretty much every nickname he's ever been given is from me.
Every single one.
Can I call you DJ?
You can call me DJ Chazzy Chaz.
I call him Blackie Chan, too. All right, so it's officially late. We're all slap happy. So for G.E.L, good night, everyone.